Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome in. I have you down for how do they feel about you? Let's see. Your order number is 10493. Spirit, connect to order number 10493. So your name is Elizabeth and he calls you Lizzie. His name is Noe. You're a Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Leo Rising, Virgo Venus, and he's a Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Scorpio Venus, Unknown Rising. Let's see. Okay, you said that you are so very much alike. You live and work in different cities. A few complications arose. You haven't spoken in a few months. Just wondering about him. Let's see. Well, we have the Six of Pentacles that wanted to come out for the overall energy. Let's see. How does Noe truly feel about Lizzie, Spirit? How does Noe truly feel about Lizzie? How does Noe truly feel about Lizzie? Order number 10493. Yeah, so he still wants to give to this situation. Yeah, he's wanting to come forward. He's wanting to bring an offer your way. Okay. The Lovers, the bottom of the deck. So, what I'm getting right now, as you're receiving this message, he is still wanting to give to this and he's wondering about you. He wants to know if there's someone new in your life that you're giving to or that's giving to you. There are certain things going on within your life that he feels as if he can't see and he's wanting to see. He wants to know what's going on with you. He still feels a bond with you, okay? You're equally, this is like a mutual type of feeling. You're both mutually wanting to know how the other's doing, what's going on in the other's life. Is there somebody else? You're both mutually feeling the same. I want to meditate on this for a while. I'm going to pause the video so you're not waiting in silence. What I'm seeing here, Elizabeth, is Noe is kind of stuck in a fantasy land. He heavily romanticizes you, and when he thinks about you, it's like he gets lost in thinking about the good things you two shared together. He's heavily wondering and really thinks that you may be giving to something else by now. And so these are one of the things that kind of prevents him from coming forward. Because what I'm seeing here is he's feeling indecisive about reaching out. But the urge to do it is stronger than ever as you're receiving this message. It's like as time goes by, the urge to come forward, it just gets louder and louder. I see that he is romanticizing. It's like he's fantasizing and romanticizing, dreaming about being by your side again. Like he truly does desire to reconnect with you. He thinks about what if, like he thinks about what if I were to come in with this big offer, this big gesture. What would Elizabeth's reaction be? Like he really does get lost in a daydream, a fantasy about coming forward here and what your reaction to that would be. He isn't sure if it's a good idea. And for some reason, I see that he believes you've moved on to something else by now. He's feeling it's like he also feels that maybe your reaction, you may have, he doesn't know what your reaction would be. And it's like he also just isn't sure if starting things back up is even a good idea or not. I just see he finds himself occasionally obsessing over you and obsessing over coming forward or not. And it's become like this almost every other day fantasy of his. He just really gets lost in thought. He still feels a connection with you. He feels like you are a really good catch here, okay? That there's no one quite like you. And he just has this almost uncontrollable urge to act as Prince Charming, right? He has this, it's almost uncontrollable. I do see that he is trying to control this urge. That's just like the strongest emotion I'm getting from him. He wants to speak with you. He wants to see how you're doing. He wants to come forward and reconnect. But he's just feeling incredibly indecisive about it. It's like at one end of the spectrum, he's not wanting to miss an opportunity, even though he feels like he doesn't know if he has missed an opportunity with you for good or not. He wants to be the hero that saves the day. And I just see that he replays this fantasy over and over. But there's no doubt he wants to rekindle this. Yeah, it says hiding true feelings. And that's the other thing. Like he's afraid to be vulnerable. He's afraid to be the hero. Mirroring each other. You reflect back to him inner wounds, and I believe he's doing the same to you. Spirit, let's see. What does he want to say? What's his hidden truth? Because the emotions I'm picking up on, it's just like he's indecisive about whether or not to reach out. He wants to. He doesn't know if it's a good idea or not. He doesn't know if you even want him to. He doesn't know if you have someone else. These are all his deciding factor. He doesn't know if being vulnerable and true to himself is going to backfire in his face. And so he wants to come forward. He's just not sure really how. Spirit, what does he want to say to Elizabeth? What does Noe want to say to Elizabeth? He still has romantic feelings for you, Elizabeth. With that Knight of Cups. Yeah, it says, I don't know what you want. And that's what I'm getting. It's like he feels like he's not sure what you want out of this. He's not sure what you want him to do. But he's also not quite sure what he wants to do as well. And there's a part of him that kind of wishes it was just easier to not overthink it and come forward. And that is the mask, the mirror, that he wishes he could just be vulnerable. He's actually kind of tired of masking this vulnerability toward the situation. He's tired of pretending that he doesn't care, because he does. And I feel like he even tries to lie to himself some days. But the urge to come forward is what the main message is. But he just doesn't know what's a good idea and what's not. He doesn't know what the right decision is. And look, it says, I feel so drawn to you. He still feels that magnetic pull, that magnetic draw, because he feels like there's some form of unfinished business between the two of you. He can't really put his finger on it. Spirit, tell me more. What else does he want to say to Elizabeth? It says we will be together again. So I feel like the urge to come forward is stronger than the urge to stay away. It says, I am so attracted to you. He still wants this. And I do see him being held back, fighting it for quite some time. But I feel like within time, there's going to be some sort of reconnection between you two. But however, this is his feelings. He's feeling very confused, very indecisive, but the urge to come forward is the strongest feeling he has right now. He's just not quite sure what's the best decision to make. So he is a little paralyzed by confusion, fear, and uncertainty. But one thing's for sure, and that he's unable to let this go, that he wants to come forward. He just doesn't know if it's a good idea or not. And that's what I have for you, Elizabeth. I hope this gave you clarity. I'll see you in the next one.